The story begins with a married couple, Dana and Charles. Dana is a professional photographer, while Charles is a musician. They've been married for 2 years and truly love each other. They're happy together and, until now, had no plans for kids because they wanted to focus on their relationship and enjoy their time together. At the start, we see them reminiscing about the early days of their marriage. Recently, Charles has been planning to go on a 6-month tour with his band. Before he leaves, he and Dana decide to take a short trip together to spend some quality time. However, they haven't decided where to go yet. One night, Dana brings up the idea of visiting the forest where Charles had proposed to her. She tells Charles she had a dream about that forest the previous night. Charles agrees to the idea. Suddenly, Dana rushes to the bathroom, pretending she wants to take a shower. But in reality, she feels sick and vomits, something she doesn't want Charles to find out. She even turns on the water and plays music to hide the sound. She's trying to keep her condition a secret because she doesn't want to cancel the trip. While Dana is in the bathroom, Charles picks up her camera and notices most of the photos are of children, which surprises him. Before leaving, Charles secretly packs a gun, thinking it might be necessary for safety since they are going into the forest. When Dana is ready, Charles gives her an anniversary gift, a compass. On the back of the compass, he has written a sweet message for her. They pack their essential items and set off. While driving, Charles tells Dana she should try making more friends, as he has noticed she's been sad lately. Dana, meanwhile, looks at her camera again and sees the photos of children. She suggests that after returning from this trip, they should talk seriously about having a baby. Charles hesitates and says they probably need more time together before starting a family. Dana realizes he isn't ready yet and changes the topic. Dana then asks Charles if he reserved a boat since the forest they plan to visit is across a lake. Charles had forgotten, but luckily they stop at a small shop along the way where he books a boat. While Charles is inside, Dana waits outside and takes photos. She notices some hunters loading equipment into a truck. Then, on a nearby wall, she sees missing posters of a woman. What shocks her most is that the woman was pregnant. Charles comes back, and they continue toward the lake. They leave their car and meet the boatman waiting for them. With their luggage, they get into the boat and enjoy the peaceful ride across the lake, finally reaching the forest. After the boatman leaves, they start hiking deeper into the woods. It's a quiet, isolated place. Dana feels sick again, but tries to hide it from Charles so he doesn't worry. They keep moving, unaware that a backpack is lying under a tree nearby, something the audience notices, but the couple misses. Finally, they set up their camp, ready to spend the night, unaware of the strange and dark events waiting for them. That night, Dana and Charles lie together in their tent, chatting before sleep. Charles soon drifts off, but Dana can't fall asleep. She picks up her camera and steps outside to take a few pictures around the area. Later, while checking those photos, she notices something strange behind a tree, a shape that looks almost like a figure. Dana tells Charles about it, but he dismisses her worry, saying it's probably just a tree. He tries to comfort her and suggests she get some sleep. Still uneasy, Dana quietly steps out again to check for anything unusual, but she doesn't see anything and eventually returns to the tent to rest. Later that night, she suddenly wakes up to the sound of gunshots echoing through the forest. By morning, they decide to move further into the woods, fearing hunters might be nearby. Dana complains about the noise, and they both agree to find a quieter, safer spot. They hike deeper into the forest, which is risky, but feels necessary to Dana. They finally set up a new campsite. While talking about the previous night, Dana suggests maybe they shouldn't have come at all. Charles feels hurt by this because it was Dana's idea to come here in the first place. Upset, he leaves the conversation and goes to rest inside the tent. Dana starts exploring alone and soon discovers an old abandoned tent hidden deeper in the woods. Curious, she checks inside and finds a strange book filled with information about newborn babies. This makes her uneasy. It seems connected to pregnant women somehow. Dana quietly keeps the book but doesn't tell Charles about it. Later that night, as they try to sleep again, loud gunshots echo once more, even though they had moved far away. Startled, Charles grabs his binoculars and sees a group of hunters nearby, gathered around a fire with their four-wheelers, shooting into the darkness. Frightened, Charles quickly reaches for the gun he secretly brought. Dana gets angry at him for carrying it without telling her, but Charles insists it was the right choice because they're deep in the wild and danger is real. As they argue about the gun, tension rises between them, and they realize they might be in far greater danger than they ever imagined. Just then, terrifying screams echo throughout the entire forest. It's not only Dana and Charles who hear them. The group of hunters nearby also becomes alert and panicked. Soon after, the sound of people screaming in pain fills the air, as if something has attacked them. Frightened but determined to help, Charles grabs his gun and runs outside, leaving Dana alone and scared inside the tent. A short while later, Charles returns, carrying an injured man over his shoulders. The man is in severe pain and screaming wildly. With no other choice, Charles punches him to knock him unconscious so they can treat his wounds. While bandaging him, Dana and Charles notice a strange, claw-like nail stuck in his shoulder, something that looks like it came from a wild creature. The man's condition is worsening fast. Dana insists they need to get him to a hospital quickly. She suggests using the hunters' four-wheelers since they're nearby. Before they can leave, they sense a presence moving outside the tent. Something large is circling them. Realizing it's too dangerous to step out, they decide to wait. Suddenly, the injured man regains consciousness and introduces himself as Sean. Charles tries to give Sean painkillers, but Sean refuses at first. Dana tells him that her husband is a paramedic, though it's a lie to convince him. So Sean finally accepts the pill. Charles then asks Sean what exactly happened. Sean explains that 2 weeks ago, his brother went hunting in these woods with some friends. During the trip, his brother saw something terrifying by the river and never spoke about it. Days passed, and he didn't return home, which is why Sean came looking for him. Sean suddenly mentions that he wants revenge for his brother. This alarms Dana and Charles. Dana asks, "Revenge on who?" Sean quickly changes the subject and avoids giving a direct answer. When Dana and Charles look away for a moment, Sean secretly spits out the painkiller instead of swallowing it. Charles suggests they should wait until morning to leave safely, but Dana insists they need to escape immediately. Sean warns Dana and Charles to shoot immediately if they see anything, without hesitation. Soon, they hear the eerie noises again. Charles thinks it might be animals and fires his gun blindly into the dark. Suddenly, something with sharp claws tears through the tent, and the strange sounds stop. The atmosphere becomes tense and terrifying. Outside, the audience sees a glimpse of a strange creature's claw moving near the tent, creating an even deeper sense of fear. Inside, Dana, Charles, and Sean stay on high alert all night. Charles suggests they try to reach the car first thing in the morning. Meanwhile, Sean's behavior starts to change. Instead of encouraging them, he begins to scare them more, saying that before they even reach the car, the creature will tear them to pieces. When morning comes, Sean thanks Dana for saving his life. Dana corrects him, saying it was her husband who really helped. Sean then strangely tells Dana that she reminds him of his wife. Just as they're about to decide their next move, they hear noises again. Charles uses the binoculars and sees a man crawling toward them. It's Howard, one of the hunters. Sean identifies him as his friend. Charles wants to go help him since Howard looks injured, but Dana stops him. Suddenly, the hidden creature grabs Howard and pulls him away, leaving behind only his scream. Howard's body is dragged off into the woods, confirming he's dead. Originally, they planned to escape during the day, but now even daylight doesn't seem safe. Dana starts suspecting Sean knows more than he's admitting. She asks him directly what's really going on. She questions why the creature hasn't attacked them yet when it had so many chances. At first, Sean avoids answering and tries to change the topic, but when Dana keeps pressing, he finally shares a chilling story. Sean reveals that many years ago, there was a small village near these woods. During a terrible famine, the villagers, guided by old superstitions, they caught a woman and sacrificed her, but they didn't know she was pregnant. Before dying, she gave birth to a child. With her death, a curse fell upon the forest and the entire area. Ever since, pregnant women have mysteriously disappeared in these woods. Sean says, "My grandmother told me this story. I didn't believe it before, but now I do." Every pregnant woman who entered these woods mysteriously disappeared. The villagers believed her vengeful spirit was behind it, and even today, these disappearances continue. Hearing this, Charles and Dana think it's just an old legend to scare people. But deep down, Dana feels uneasy because she has been hiding a big secret. Later, Sean finds the book that Dana had discovered in the abandoned tent. Remembering something, he suddenly asks Dana to examine his back. Though she initially wants to help, Dana realizes Sean has hidden motives and refuses. This angers Sean. At that moment, Sean quietly grabs Charles's gun. Before Charles can stop him, Sean shoots, and the bullet hits Charles in the leg. Sean then points the gun at Dana and orders her to guide him somewhere, leaving Dana confused and scared. Sean finally reveals the truth. The creature hasn't attacked them because Dana is pregnant. It came specifically for her. Hearing this, Charles is shocked, but Dana admits it's true. She had kept her pregnancy a secret because she had been considering an abortion and didn't want to hurt Charles. However, now she has decided she wants to keep the baby. Dana tries to convince Sean to let Charles come with them, but Sean refuses and threatens to kill Charles. Furious, Dana attacks Sean, manages to grab the gun, and wounds him with the strange claw they had found earlier. She drags him outside and ties him up securely. Dana rushes back to Charles and bandages his leg to stop the bleeding. Charles, too weak to move, tells Dana to run to safety and bring back help if she survives. When Dana steps outside, she realizes Sean has escaped. Meanwhile, we see Sean hiding under his friend's body, waiting. Dana arms herself and prepares to face the creature. When the creature appears from behind a tree, Dana suddenly changes. She feels a deep maternal connection to it and drops her gun. Charles, seeing the danger, picks up the gun and shoots the creature dead. He urges Dana to run toward the car. Dana makes it to the car, but finds it stuck in mud, surrounded by dead bodies. As the creature dies, many other forest demons awaken. Dana notices that one of them is wearing a ring identical to Sean's, revealing his connection to them. She runs back into the tent, and as soon as she's inside, all the creatures mysteriously retreat. But now, Dana begins to feel intense pain. The baby inside her, affected by the demon's touch, is ready to come into the world. Charles realizes that Dana is changing and slowly turning into one of the forest demons. Despite this, he comforts her and promises to try to be a good father. At that moment, Sean storms into the tent holding a gun. He demands Dana take him to the demons, believing they will return his lost family. The truth finally comes out. Sean wasn't searching for his brother, but for his wife, who vanished here while pregnant after hearing mysterious voices. He believes their young daughter is still alive with the demons. Sean threatens Dana, thinking the demons won't harm him if she helps. But before he can act, a demon suddenly grabs him and drags him away. Dana uses this chance to help Charles escape the tent. Outside, Dana collapses from the pain. Sean appears again, trying to use Dana to beg the demons to return his daughter. Suddenly, a small creature, once human, but now fully transformed, appears. Sean and the creature fail to recognize each other. In a desperate move, Dana pushes Sean, and he gets fatally impaled on a sharp antler. As Dana's transformation accelerates, she shares one last emotional moment with Charles, reaching out her hand as if remembering their life together. Then she snaps his neck, ending his suffering. Surrounded by forest demons, Dana gives birth. The baby's cries echo hauntingly through the woods. Sometime later, we see a young girl entering the forest. She finds the old tent that once belonged to Dana and Charles. This hints that the same deadly cycle will now repeat with her, closing the story in a chilling, tragic loop. So, what was the meaning of this story? Let's try to understand it. At its heart, Arbor Demon is about the deep fear and uncertainty connected to motherhood. Dana hides her pregnancy because she isn't ready and is afraid of becoming a mother. The forest demons are not just random monsters. They symbolize the powerful, mysterious side of motherhood that she is scared to face. The village story about sacrificing a pregnant woman shows how society has always controlled and judged women's choices. It creates a dark legend where pregnant women are not safe and get claimed by the forest. Dana's transformation into a demon shows how her fear and the forest's curse finally take over her. It also suggests that motherhood can change someone so deeply that they feel like a completely different person. Charles's injury and death represent their broken relationship and the pain caused by secrets and fear. Sean's story is about loss and obsession. He lost his wife and daughter and becomes blind in his search for them. The ending, with the new girl finding the old tent, suggests that this curse is endless. The forest keeps repeating the same cycle, trapping more women and continuing the horror. In the end, the film is not just a creature story. It is a dark metaphor for how pregnancy and motherhood can feel overwhelming, and how fear, guilt, and old beliefs can turn something natural into something terrifying.